Hey everyone, forgive me for being not very put together today. It's a lip balm and dry shampoo only kind of day. It's just been one of those mornings. Since today is the end of 2025, I wanted to do a 2025 wrap-up video. And sorry I look like this. I had to throw some dry shampoo in my hair. Speaking of dry shampoo, this dry shampoo from Finery is pretty fantastic because it smells amazing. Dry shampoo is kind of dry shampoo. It all sort of works the same. I was a devotee of the Not Your Mother's brand for a long time, and then I saw these in Target, and I like the Finery stuff. If you're not familiar with Finery, it's a brand carry Target. They also have their own online store. These are all dupes of famous fragrances. This right here is Sweet on the Outside, which I believe is a dupe of Billie Eilish number one, the vanilla one, the one in the gold bust bottle. This smells really good. I also got the one that is the Lost Cherry dupe. I think right now it's only available in 3 or 4 cents. I think the pistachio one, which is the pistachio gelato dupe, is another one. I forget what the other one. I think it might be the Baccarat Rouge dupe is the 4th scent. I'm not sure. Anyway, these are really nice if you want to have a really nice smelling dry shampoo. If you're like me and you have short hair and just sometimes need a little volume on the second day, I just spray some of this in and fluff it up. I'm good to go. Back to my 2025 wrap up. I kind of got back into fragrance this year after a very long absence. So where if I do this kind of video in future years, it'll probably be a wrap up of fragrances new in that year. Since everything was kind of new to me, I think most of the fragrances I had in my collection before this year were 10 plus years old for the most part. I still love them. I've got a lot of favorites that I still wear. My Lolita Olympica has my heart. But I wanted to share some of my favorite discoveries. Again, most of these won't be new releases. They're just going to be new to me. It's just going to be me describing some of my favorites of the year. So let's get to it. I'm going to start out with this one. This is my favorite cheapo blind buy. This is Choco Musk from Al Rehab. I think I spent maybe $8 or $9 on this. It's on Amazon. It's in discount stores like TJ Maxx and Marshalls and Home Goods and stuff all the time. This is a really nice basic vanilla gourmand scent. It's called Choco Musk. There is a chocolate note in here. To me, it's more vanilla than chocolate. My preference in gourmands. I don't like the gourmand scents where you smell nothing but dessert. There are no anchoring notes. It's just lemon pound cake or vanilla buttercream or whatever. This, as the name suggests, has a musky note in it. I think it's also got some woods in it. I'll post up the notes here. It's a rich vanilla with some anchoring notes. It's just a nice, smooth and pleasant. It's a little bit sweet, but not too sweet. This is just what I like to call a great gateway gourmand. This, when I was getting back into fragrances and kind of discovering what was out there and what was being released, I saw this one come up a lot as being good for people that don't really like gourmands but want to try something vanilla or something like that. This one, grab a bottle. It's like $10 or less. If you don't like it, you didn't spend that much. I mean, I have spent more on a single sample vial of a niche fragrance than I spent on this entire bottle. This is a 50 milliliter bottle, so this is quite a bit of juice. As you can see, there's a fairly decent dent for me only having had it a couple months. This is one of my go-to bedtime scents. I spray it on myself and then snuggle up in bed. It's nice and cozy. My husband loves it when I wear this at bed. Yeah, Choco Musk was one of my good ones for this. Another thing I did this year to sort of re-immerse myself in the world of fragrance is I got a lot of samples, decants, and discovery sets of little 1-2 milliliter vials of all kinds of different scents to test. When I say I bought a lot of samples, decants, and discovery sets, I mean I bought a lot. Oh, but wait, there's more. Yeah. And in true transparency, I have maybe sampled out of, and I think there's like 200 or so here. I've probably sampled a third of them tops. I'm still working my way through them. So these will be my 2026 discoveries as well. I did discovering lots of stuff from entire houses. And one of the houses that kind of popped on my radar that I hadn't previously heard about, and I don't even think they existed the last time I was getting into fragrance, was Heretic. I went completely nutso on buying discovery sets from them, and I think one of these, this one, is nothing but Heretic. I got so many discovery scents that there were some duplicates in there. Some of those are going in my giveaway pile. I still haven't tried a handful of these. I have found some surprising favorites in here. Nosferatu, which is most famous fragrances, is one of my favorites. Judging from the notes, I shouldn't like it because it's got a lot of mossy, earthy notes. It just works. Another one that I really, really liked and was pleasantly surprised from was the Angel's Trumpet. It's a floral. I'm usually not into big floral scents. That one, I just love it. I don't know what it is about it. I absolutely love it. Probably by far my favorite of everything that I've tried. Again, I've only tried a few of these so far. I'm working my way through them. Is Dirty Coconut. Dirty Coconut is again one of those fragrances that's gourmand but not gourmand. To me, coconut fragrances usually lean one of a few ways. They lean suntan lotion, where it's like coconut, some sweetness, and kind of an amber note. That's usually what most suntan oils are. Maybe some tropical florals, some frangipani or gardenia or stuff like that. And then you have your pina colada type coconut scents, which are sweet and a lot of times mixed with pineapple or other tropical fruits. I like those. I love tropical fruit scents, but sometimes I just don't want to smell like a tropical cocktail. And then you have the ones where I wish I could like them because they actually smell great. The beachy coconut with salty sea air or aquatic notes. The problem is a lot of the salty and aquatic notes, there is some aroma chemical in there that gives me a headache immediately. I want to like salty scents, but most of them give me a headache. Therefore, most of those salty coconut smells give me a headache. But Dirty Coconut is different. It's a dry coconut. It's not super sweet. It's definitely still coconut. It sort of reminds me of the dried coconut that doesn't have the sugar. You go in the baking aisle and you have the dried coconut. Most of it is the shredded coconut that has the sugar on it. Not talking about that. I'm talking about like the air dried or freeze dried stuff that's crunchy and just smells like pure coconut. Nothing sweet about it. It's just a nice deep coconut. That's what Dirty Coconut is to me. There's some woody and grounding, I think, earth notes that kind of mellow it out. It's just a nice, solid, non-sweet coconut, and I absolutely adore it. That's another one of my favorites of this year. Heretic, a new favorite house. Dirty Coconut, a new favorite perfume. Another thing I did this year as far as rediscovering who I am, what I like as far as fragrances go, is I've really figured out that since I was last into perfume, my tastes have changed, and that'll happen. Just like your taste for food changes, all of that, your preferences and scents will change, even season by season or year by year. I used to like a lot of the designer fruity floral type scents, only because that was really all that was out there. That's kind of the basic DNA for most designer women's scents. I mean, there's niche houses have kind of perfected the we don't gender perfume thing, but the designer houses definitely have stuck to these are masculine, these are feminine. You know, they've got their specific DNAs. The feminine stuff is like, here's your fruits and your florals. The masculine stuff is, here's your bergamot, lavender, and vetiver. It's like they're all bergamot, lavender, and vetiver, which is why I love unisex perfumes. Can't stand most standard masculine perfumes because I'm allergic to lavender, and I can't stand most of them. Anyway, another video I plan on doing in 2026 is sort of dispelling the gendered perfume notion. I kind of don't believe in gendered perfumes. As you can see, I'm sort of an androgynous girly girl. I have short hair and I've always been kind of a tomboy. When you have a masculine name as a girl, you kind of have no choice to be a tomboy. But, you know, I'm married to a man, and I like dressing cute and wearing makeup and stuff like that. You know, I like women's soccer and have short hair. You know, I'm not so feminine in some ways, but I'm also a rocker chick, which kind of goes a little bit feminine but ballsy. That's kind of how I've always rolled. Kind of a tomboy, but also I like to be a little bit girly. I have a purse collection, but most of my purses have skulls on them. I like a lot of the genderless fragrances. Like, I'm going to talk about Angel Share. That's definitely a genderless fragrance. I like a lot of the Heretic stuff. That's genderless. My tastes have gone more into instead of the designer fruity florals, and that was mostly ignorance. I didn't know there was much more out there. I like a lot of the genderless stuff. I'm leaning into some of the gourmands because I realized my idea of gourmands until I got back into fragrance this year was the stuff you would get at Bath & Body Works. No shade on the people that love strawberry pound cake. That's a perfect example of the kind of gourmand that I don't like. It smells fine, but I do not want to smell like a strawberry pound cake. I love strawberry. I love vanilla. But I do not want to smell like a strawberry pound cake. Now, if you took strawberry pound cake, for example, and threw in some musky notes, some sandalwood, some amber, something like that, boom, I'll be right on board with stuff like that. So I like the well-blended gourmands, the stuff that's like, here is a food, but we're going to mix it with some other stuff to make it interesting. We're going to add some boozy notes, and we're going to add some woody notes, and we're going to add some mossy, ambery, musky, all of that kind of stuff. I can't deal with here's a buttercream, here's a cake, here's a pie smell. You know, great. Smell like a snack. I always say, nothing wrong with smelling like a snack. I want to smell like a snack that maybe walked into a forest or something. I don't want to smell like a cake. I want to smell like a cake sitting in a forest covered in moss. So I discovered I like complex gourmands. Now, I will say I am still a sucker for single note fruity scents. I am a fruity girl. If you give me a straight strawberry body spray or straight fruit body spray, cool, I'm great. I'll deal with that. I have to be in a certain mood for that. Most days, I want something more complex than that. The fruity stuff is mostly, okay, I'm going to throw on this strawberry body spray just to go to the grocery store or something, or just to smell something. I am on the hunt for the perfect cherry fragrance. Cherry notes are everywhere. What's funny is I don't like eating cherries. I love the smell of cherries. I love cherry Jolly Ranchers. I'm not a cherry candy person except for cherry Jolly Ranchers. Go figure. Lost Cherry was on my radar when I was kind of out of the fragrance world. I'd smelled some dupes of that and I wasn't impressed. I do have some dupes of Lost Cherry. I don't dislike it. It's just not what I want. So far, my favorite cherry fragrance isn't even a fragrance you can go out and buy. It's a fragrance oil that I discovered in, I've got a business that I'm getting ready to put on hiatus. I make soaps and body lotions and stuff, and I found a fragrance oil supplier that has this cherry fragrance that's phenomenal. It's like black cherry and plums and some other fantastic notes. I've put it into soap and I've put it in body spray. I use it in everything that I have. I made myself a texturizing spray, which I didn't use today. I used my dry shampoo, but I made a texturizing spray with it that I put in my hair. I've made car air fresheners for my car with it. I don't think it's a dupe of anything. If it is, it's something that I haven't tried. They don't describe it as a dupe of anything on their website. That's my favorite cherry fragrance. But other than that, I think the cherry fragrances that I have tried, I still have more that I have in my samples that I haven't tried yet. The ones that I like the most are Decent Cherry from Born to Stand Out and Cherry Punk from Room 1015. This one is a nice cherry and leather scent. It's true to the name. It's punky, rebellious. This Indecent Cherry is just like a strong, true, deep cherry without that cherry cough syrup kind of note, and it's just really, really nice. One of my biggest regrets of not getting back into perfumes before 2025 is not knowing about Skylar until this year. Skylar is a house that has a scent club that they bring out a new perfume every month. It's limited edition. Some of them go into their permanent line. Most of them, it's like you get it that month and that's it. And the ones I've tried this year so far have been fantastic. Double Dates is probably my favorite so far. But I was looking at the ones that they've released in the past that you can't get anymore. They've released some really fantastic fragrances that I wish I could have tried. I've been on a hunt for some of them. I looked on Mercari and some other places. There was actually Rollerballs of She Would, which is one of their other discontinued fragrances. I don't know if that was one of their permanent line ones or if it was one of their monthly ones. Scentbird actually had it available to pick from their queue. You had to pay a little bit more because it was one of the full-size manufacturer packaging Skylar Rollerballs. I put that in my queue and got it and loved it. It's a great woody scent. It's nice for fall. I really like that one. Skylar was one of my favorite discoveries of this year. I've gotten some other products from them. You can get full-size perfumes. I haven't gotten any full-size yet. I've just gotten the Rollerballs that you get with this subscription. They've got hair and body sprays that I've tried. I really like those, and they have, it's only available in one scent. Hopefully next summer they'll bring out some more scents in their, and I've got it right here, in their Boardwalk Delight scent, which is kind of a cotton candy scent. This is called Scent Screen Mist. This is kind of something new that I didn't know existed until I saw this. I've noticed that it's been around and I just haven't noticed it. This is scented sunscreens. Instead of your typical, smells like chemicals and coconut, you can get perfume sunscreen sprays. I think this is fantastic. This is SPF 30, not quite strong enough for me. That just means you reapply. But as I found out about this, I was like, scented sunscreen, I want to find out who else has scented sunscreen. If you don't know about me, I live in Missouri. My dad's side of the family, my dad passed away. His side of the family, my brother and a bunch of my cousins all live in Texas. And I lived in Texas for almost a decade as well. Spent summers there as a kid. In Central and South Texas, there is a grocery store chain called H-E-B, which is a fantastic grocery store chain. They make tortillas in-house, and their store brand stuff is just amazing. I could rave about this grocery store. It's my favorite grocery store chain. But H-E-B's store brand sunscreen, they actually have scented sunscreens. And so either next time I go to Texas or next time my brother comes to visit, I'm going to go buy them, or I'm going to have him bring me up some of the scented sunscreens in time for summer and try some of the H-E-B scented sunscreens. I think that'll be kind of fun. That was kind of my fragranced product discovery of 2026 or 2025. God, I'm jumping ahead to next year already. Of 2025 was scented sunscreen. I really like that idea because you're out at the pool or out at the water park or the theme park. It's like, well, I smell like this stinky sunscreen. I wish I could wear a perfume today. Now you can. It's awesome. I love it. I love probably my favorite thing about 2025, in some of the years leading up to it, seems to have been growing this year, even more into the future, is putting fragrance into a lot of different products, not just your perfume, body spray, body cream, the basic stuff. Now you've got perfumed dry shampoo, which dry shampoo has always had a scent. The Not Your Mother's has come in dozens of scents. You've got designer smelling dry shampoos. You've got all kinds of different scented things. I've also discovered that there are designer smelling laundry products, not just your scent boosters, although a lot of the scent boosters are now getting really, really designer smelling. But there are companies that tout themselves as being fine fragrance laundry products. I haven't tried any of those yet. That's kind of one of the things I'm going to explore without hopefully spending too much money, is check out some of the fragrance laundry stuff. I have to be really careful because even though I wear a lot of perfume and a lot of fragrance and stuff, for some reason, certain laundry care stuff makes my skin allergies break out. I usually use free and clear laundry detergent, so I'm going to play with those carefully. And I have used scented laundry stuff in the past. I think Method, I've used some of their scented laundry stuff. It seems to work pretty well for me. So, I'll see if I'm allergic to some of them. Try some scent boosters, try some scented laundry detergent, see how well that carries to the clothes, because there is something nice about pulling something out of the dryer and getting ready to put it on. It smells just amazing, whether it's that fresh, clean laundry smell. That may be what I'm allergic to, is the laundry smell that they put in regular Tide and stuff like that. Or if it smells, how cool would it if I pulled something out of the dryer and it smelled like Angel Share? Oh, that would be so awesome. I do like the fact that we're expanding people's minds onto how can we add fragrance into our lives. I love it because fragrance is so tied in with my memories. I do love fragrance. Fragrance and music forget sense of sound, sense of smell. It's fragrance and music specifically that I love the most. Those are the two things that tie into my memories the most. So I hope going into 2026, I get to find out about more fragranced items that I can check out, because I'm all into just trying everything. If you've been following me at all this year, you know that there's one scent in particular that I have gone completely animal, just nuts for. And unfortunately, it's a scent that I cannot afford, at least yet. Can't justify a car payment on this. Luckily, it's a very popular scent. There are dupes. This is the same dupe. Lots and lots of dupes. I'm talking about my beloved Angel Share, which this is all I have. I have a couple of micro perfumes decants of the real deal. These are my special occasion saves. This is my new Holy Grail perfume. I love it. That cognac note is just something insane. Thankfully, most of the dupes that I've tried get the cognac note pretty spot on. I've heard that some of the Middle Eastern ones, possibly because of the whole halal thing, change the cognac note for a plum note or something like that. No, I haven't tried any of those yet. I kind of don't want to. I want that cognac note. That's what does it for me. Everybody else is like, oh, it's the apple and the spice. No, I'm all about the cognac note. Thankfully, Dossier's Ambery Oakwood does it pretty well. Bath & Body Works Inner Angel. I douse myself in this stuff. And unfortunately, they're discontinuing it, but semi-annual sale is going on now. I might have bought a lot. I've got it shipping to me. Will hopefully arrive soon. Payday's coming in a couple days. I'm going to go to my local Bath & Body Works to see if they have any in store. Buy even more, because I'm going to hoard this stuff. This is fantastic. I layer it with everything. I didn't get any more of the body cream because I'm not a big lotion and body cream person. This one is enough. It'll go bad before I use it all. But I said in this that this would mostly be new to me fragrances and not new 2025 releases, just because I haven't experienced a whole lot of 2025 releases. This is just all stuff that's been released within the last several years, even last decade or so. I did have a chance to try samples of the two new Angel Share flankers, the Angel Share on the Rocks and the Angel Share Parodies. On the Rocks is okay. It's a little bit too citrus forward for me. I did like it. I like it probably just a little less than the original, but still a really good one. Fell in love with the Parodies. The Parodies is the same as Angel Share. There is a raspberry note added to it. Dua, the Dupe House Dua, who has literally 1,000 fragrances, they seem to come up with dupes just about as quickly as the originals come out. They have a dupe of Angel Share Parodies. Angelic Paradise Elixir. I bought this 2 or 3 weeks ago, right after it came out. It smells just like the real deal. I love it so much. I'm going to do another video later on of the major dupe houses, the pros and cons of each of them. Dua, I like them because they are extraits. They have a huge selection. Even their originals are crazy good. There are lots of unique stuff. Lots of dupes of lesser known niche houses that are still, if you buy the real thing, super duper expensive. So they make a lot of really good perfumes affordable. The dupes are, from what I've experienced, I don't have a whole lot yet. I have bought several. They are usually pretty close. The downside is their standard size is 34 milliliters, which is not that much, but it is extrate strength, and they do last quite a while. The regular Angel Share dupe I have is from Dossier, the Ambery Oakwood. These are, I think, about $40, $50 when they're not on sale. Dossier and Dua always have sales, so never pay full price. That's mine is all about smelling good on the cheap. Don't ever pay full price, wait for sales. This is so good. Already a pretty decent din, and I've only had it a couple weeks. But again, I will talk about Dossier and Dua and Okcha, maybe a couple of other the dupe houses in a later video. That's probably coming sometime later into the new year. But Angel Share was my girl of the moment as far as perfumes go, and especially Angel Share Parodies. I love her. I love my Angel Share Parodies. There's that meme that goes around, I won't tell anybody if I win the lottery, but there'll be signs, and the sign will be a wall of bottles of Angel Share and Angel Share Parodies. So if you ever see me do a video and I have a wall of Angel Share behind me, I probably won the lottery or came into a whole lot of money. Yeah. you'll see me have balls like Daniel Renee and all the other big fragrance influencers if I win the lottery. That's for sure. I'll have a perfume wing on my house. But so that was my major love of 2025. 2026 will bring some more Kilian goodness for Angel Share flankers or some of their other, maybe they'll have some more other boozy scents, because that's one thing that Kilian does well is boozy scents. I mean, Kilian Hennessy knows the booze stuff. I've tried Fashioned, and it smells incredible. The whiskey note, again, the realistic boozy notes, the cognac note in the Angel Share, and the whiskey note in the Old Fashioned. It's just phenomenal. And in 2026, I do want to try more of the liquors collection from Kilian, because they do it so well, and I know the rest of them are going to be amazing. Again, I can't say never. I won't be able to afford a full-size bottle of any of them for a long time. I would have to save up for them or get a nice bonus from somewhere, but I can at least get decants and samples and things like that to try. And that's part of what I talk about here, is like, you can be a fragrance head on a budget. There are tons of decant and sample sellers, places like Lucky Scent and Scent Split and Micro Perfumes and Surrender to Chance. There's just a ton of them, and there's all kinds of different varieties. Micro Perfumes is more your common designer type stuff. They do have a lot of niche stuff, but they've got more of the popular stuff, like the Dolce & Gabbanas and the Prada and stuff like that. And then you have stuff like Lucky Scent and Scent Split, which is more of the niche houses and things like that. And so I urge you to kind of find these places and get samples of anything that you want to try, especially, perfume's expensive, and especially some of these niche ones are really expensive. And so don't blind buy unless it's, a $10 bottle of Jocko Musk or something. But, try these samples. It's kind of fun to play sample roulette. Sometimes I'll just reach into the box and grab something, and that's my fragrance of the day. And it's been fun discovering fragrances that way. It's a way to build a large collection without having a large collection, without investing a lot of money into it. Don't get me wrong, I've spent way more money than I probably should have this year on perfume. But if I'd bought whole bottles of everything that I have, it would have easily cost, dozens, if not $100,000 or more. I mean, that's how expensive perfume is these days. You're talking anywhere from $100 to $500, $600, $700 a bottle, and it adds up fast. So these samples and decants, you can find them as cheap as like $3 or $4 for a small sample. When you go to places like Micro Perfumes, where you can get some larger decants, like the Angel Share one I have here, the little travel size, I think this was like $30. And so when you price it per milliliter, it's a pretty decent deal. I mean, it's still not as cheap as buying the full bottle, but it's definitely a better value than buying, the little 1 and 2 milliliter samples at a time. So if you find one that you like, and can find a place that'll give you a bigger decant. And there's also independent decanters out there on, Facebook and Reddit and stuff. Just kind of do your due diligence and find out who has some trustworthy reviews and stuff like that. I think even there are people on Etsy that do decants. Again, look at reviews, make sure you do your due diligence. Don't just buy from, random Joe Schmo blindly that you don't know if they're watering down their perfumes or if they're going to even send you anything at all. So just make sure you do your research. But it's easy to be a fragrance aficionado on a budget. Later this year, I'm going to do a video on some of the subscription services like Scentbox and Scentbird and how to use those to your advantage to get the best bang for your buck as far as which perfumes to put in your queue and which you shouldn't, because the Scentbird and Scentbox, the decants are these, I think this is 7 milliliters. They're this normal standard size, just like this is. And some of them, if you price it out per milliliter, you're getting ripped off. And then some of them, you're actually getting a better price per milliliter than if you were to buy a whole bottle based on what subscription tier you're in. So I will be doing a whole video on that and how to build your queue so that you're not ripping yourself off as far as putting cheap perfumes in to your queue and spending more than what you should per milliliter on it. Anyway, that's my 2025 wrap up, and Happy New Year, and I'll see you all in 2026. Bye.